We'll have the pledge of allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
A roll call.
English. Here. Farnham.
Here.
Helsley.
Here.
Voigt.
Yes.
Zuber.
Here.
Bruner. Janice.
Here. Well, the minutes of June 6th and June 11th meeting, June 11th regular meeting and June 6th special meeting, are there any additions or corrections? If not, I'd entertain a motion to approve the minutes as read.
So moved. Second.
Been a motion and a second to approve the minutes of the June 6th and June 11th meeting. All those in favor by the usual sign.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carried. Claims against the county.
I make a motion that we pay.
Could we get a second? Second. We have a motion and a second to play the claims against the county. All those in favor by the usual sign.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. County board member claims.
So moved. Seconded.
We have a motion and a second to approve the county board member claims. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carried. Item 7, public comment.
My name is Robert Bogue, and I'm an Edgar County resident. I've spoken to this group before. The last time I visited with you folks, I gave you a copy of the Edgar County grant. And copies of 4 years' worth of fuel receipts from Superior Fuels. And copies of signed delivery tickets for fuels 12 months before and 12 months after the grant was applied for. Recall, the problem with the airport grant was Jimmy Wells claimed there were 35 based aircraft at the airport. They're not. Claimed there were 8 on the waiting list. There were not. Claimed that there's 5,500 gallons of fuel sold monthly as an average. That's not true. And they made a number of other claims, most of which, when I FOIA'd the county, they could not produce documents, including the number of aircraft that were to be at the airport. Today, I thought what I would do is talk about what's called the Airport Master Record. That's a record that the FAA has. It's prepared by the Division of Aeronautics. A little history. In 2002, the record said there were 9 aircraft at the Edgar County Airport. In 2004, they said there were 10. In 2007, there were 10 aircraft at the Edgar County International Airport. And then in 2010, in late July 2010, they said they had 15. And we had in February 2012, Jimmy Wallace claimed there were 35 airplanes. And then you had another airport master record that says there were only 27. That was on September 2012. So these are documents, and they show again and again and again that the only reason there was a project conceived in Edgar County was to put concrete sales on the map. An $880,000 project, you only have a $20,000 need. This county could save $45,000 if they simply bought the credit card machine and left everything else alone. But that's what the county should do, and that's what I hope you folks will do before long. The As far as the number of airplanes, like Oya County, they have no documents showing the 35 airplanes that were part of the grant insurance application, or the grant application. No records. Everybody else has records. When I talk about the airport master records, I talk about the number of aircraft present. I didn't tell you what else was on those reports. In 2007, they said they had 10 aircraft and only a 500-gallon fuel tank. Everybody here knows what a 500-gallon fuel tank looks like, I hope. 2010, there's a notation on the airport master record that there's a 500-gallon fuel tank. And guess what? A 10,000-gallon Jet A fuel tank. For those of you who don't know what a 10,000-gallon Jet A fuel tank looks like, I can provide pictures. Then once again in 2012, same notation. Point is, guys, this has gone on long enough. It's time to bring it to an end. It's nothing but lies, and it's going to be brought to an end, whether you do it or it's done through other means. You can save yourself a lot of embarrassment if you just say, hey, we need to end it now. Because you don't have any paperwork, you don't have any documents to prove what you're doing here. It's just a project conceived for selling concrete. Anybody got any questions about the documents that I provided, or would you like a copy of these airport master records? Got a couple extra. If you want some, I'll provide them to you. Yes? I have the two. And I have an extra. I think it's it.
Thank you. Any other public comment?
I've got a quick one. We know when we're going to answer on the question of the notations in the audit yet.
I will tell you that the company that audited us no longer has a license to audit, so they cannot amend the audit. So I'm working with the current auditors, because one of the guys that did the old audit was involved. Nothing's ever easy. So at any rate, Joe Doherty is looking at it to see how he may be able to look at the issue during the next audit, or make a notation for the record. Okay?
Thanks.
Any other public comment? Move on to item 8, highway resolution. Number 1 is the resolution authorizing the county engineer to sign and county clerk to attest to the Illinois Commerce Commission 5-party stipulated agreement 1781 agreeing to the cost share related to improvements at crossing AAR/DOT number 542447K. Aaron?
That's the railroad crossing out the high school road. That is the 5-party stipulated agreement that will have to be signed on the county's behalf. I'm asking you guys for authorization to sign that for our cost share on the GCVF and the Section 130 grant. It's all within the same agreement.
Aaron,
Yes, sir.
nothing has changed as far as not jurisdiction, but how we're approaching the project, though, correct?
I believe I can answer you that is correct. It's a moving target, but I think
I
I hear
understand.
what you're asking.
All right, I mean, we're still,
One of the
our
parties-
responsibilities have not changed.
That is correct.
That's the main thing. I move the approval of this resolution.
Second.
We'll have a roll call.
English,
Yes.
Farnum,
Yes.
Helsley,
Yes.
Voight,
Yes.
Zuber.
Yes.
Resolution carried. Item 2 is a resolution for the improvement of BLR 09110, appropriating motor fuel tax for the following: County Highway 1, Vermillion Road, Section 12-00109-102 WR. Aaron?
There's a couple 3 blocks on the corridor, the County Highway 1 corridor, which basically starts out at Heelan's Dip and ends at the Lower Terre Haute Road. There's a couple, 3 blocks that the county board has shown extra interest in for good reason, and that's the area between Church Street, or Sulphur Springs Road between Church Street and County Highway 1 south. Those 3 blocks are causing us to not be able to perform on the TARP agreement for the other couple miles that starts at, is it 400 Mike or 500?
500.
500. So from 500th Road all the way to Vermillion, we have no problems with getting that roadway project done. As you turn the corner there at the elevator and go the next couple, 3 blocks, we have lots of problems. And the county board has shown interest in addressing those problems. In the interest of keeping the TARP money, IDOT's informed us if you're not going to spend the TARP money, someone else will. We are now taking a piece off of that section and redesignating it as the O2 section. So today you will be appropriating money to O2 section to demonstrate to IDOT that whatever's going to happen there is something that does not have to be part of the TARP project.
Now, one quick question.
Yes.
Is this part of the phase that includes research and development to fix that intersection?
Yes.
Or just that 2 block strip?
From the whole mess.
Okay.
Anywhere that's difficult is in that section.
Okay.
So it's from the south radius of the first curve coming north at the elevator, the south radius,
Okay,
when it stops being straight. And you'll turn the corner and you'll go down to Church Street.
okay.
That is the new O2 section. We're taking it out of the O1 so we can build the O1.
Do you have a section that goes from there then north to the edge of town, across the railroad tracks and back to?
No, that's already been built.
Okay.
That was built in Kansas.
Okay,
Yeah.
So this is from Brad Secretariat's corner down to 500th Road.
yeah.
Yes, sir. If you don't know the O1 is, you did that a long time ago. And we've been trying to build that for a long time. We're basically taking from Brad Secretariat's corner around the curve down the city blocks away
That's what
from
this
that.
is for.
That's what this is for. You're going to demonstrate to IDOT that you're willing to set those 3 blocks aside so that you can build them.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second it.
This will also be a roll call.
English,
Yes.
Farnum,
Yes.
Helsley,
Yes.
Voigt,
Yes.
Zuber.
Yes.
Motion carried. Item 3, resolution authorizing county clerk to sign and transmit 2 certified copies of BLR 09215, anticipation of fiscal year 15 Township Bridge Funds, Edgar County, section 13-03133-00-BR. Aaron?
This has become a new housekeeping measure that Edgar County adopted a year ago. We've always built bridges in anticipation of the Township Bridge Program allocation. This is for FY15 Township Bridge Program allocation. It comes anywhere from June to September. We have a bridge on our program that needs fixed now. We had a program for 16, but we have to either fix the bridge now or close the road. So it's a housekeeping measure. I'm asking the board, as they've always done in the past, to build the bridge with local funds in anticipation of reimbursing itself with the Township Bridge Program allotment.
So moved.
We have a second? Roll call.
English,
Yes.
Farnum,
Yes.
Helsley,
Yes.
Voigt,
Yes.
Zuber.
Yes.
Item 4 is a resolution for improvement of BLR 09110, appropriating mobile fuel tax for the following various routes, section 14-00128-00-EG. Aaron?
You might only have to have me once here. 4 and 5 are basically the same thing. They're two items that related to the same project. For the first time, we are setting up an engineering, the EG's an engineering section for the multi-use path engineering, which includes environmentals, project development reports, et cetera, surveys. So in item number 4 there, you're going to appropriate some motor fuel tax to do such study. And then if you do pass 4, I'm going to ask that you pass 5 to allow HLR, Hampton, Naveen, and Renwick, to perform high-level environmental studies that our staff is not capable of doing. We'll do all the design, we'll do all the PP2, but we do not do the higher-level environmental studies.
Is that gonna be an assessment? Is that what that is?
Yes, sir.
And do you have a projection, any ballpark figure on what you think we're gonna be committing to this project at this point?
Yes, I'm not positive, Augie might have it in front of him. Did we put 40 or 50,000 on there? It will have the 9110 right in there, 50. We're setting aside, you're setting aside $50,000 towards it. The agreement in number 5 is going to be around 22.5, so the consultant will take half of it.
Okay, so we don't add 22.5 to the 50. The 50 is the total allotment of which 22 will be spent on
That is correct.
the environmental assessment.
That is correct. Now, the ITEP solicitation in the past has already been out. So as we've all talked before, and I've gotten your approval to move forward, we are positioning ourselves. We've decided to position ourselves to possibly seek grant funding, and you have a lot better success in doing such if you have your project.
And this, whatever we're doing now, may be refundable, or it would at the very least be a matching to funds that we would get?
No, we will be asking for engineering, and typically, 80% of whatever engineering that is to come will be reimbursed, but this is front money. This is risk. This is risk.
But we're taking this from motor fuel tax, right?
That's correct. Yeah, the Department of
So-
Transportation supports all the programs that we're looking at.
I just wanna,
Yeah, that's why. I was
so
curious.
moved.
Yes, they're good questions.
I'll second that.
This also be roll call.
English,
Yes.
Farnum,
Yes.
Helsley,
Yes.
Voigt,
Yes.
Zuber.
Yes.
Number 5 is a resolution authorizing the board chair to sign BLR 05510 local agency / consultant agreement with Hampton, Lozini, and Renswick HLR for Phase 1 preliminary engineering project development report, various routes, section 14-00128-00-EG, which have been previously explained to you.
So moved.
Second.
Your roll call.
English,
Yes.
Farnum,
Yes.
Helsley,
Yes.
Voigt,
Yes.
Zuber.
Yes.
Item 9 is a resolution adopting the Edgar County Multi-Hazard Mitigation Plan. You got that here, so you can read it, Chris?
The resolution or the 145-page document?
No,
You want me to read the resolution, or were you just kidding?
just kidding.
I mean, it was reviewed Monday morning. Jill, are you here? Yeah. You want to read it?
No, not really.
Have you?
You want me to read it?
Sure.
Whereas Edgar County recognizes the threat that natural hazards pose to people and property, and whereas undertaking hazard mitigation actions before disasters occur will reduce the potential for harm to people and property and save taxpayer dollars, and whereas an adopted multi-hazard mitigation plan is required as a condition of the future grant funding for mitigation projects, and whereas Edgar County participated jointly in the planning process with the other local units of government within the county to prepare a multi-hazard mitigation plan, and now therefore be it resolved that the Edgar County Board hereby adopt the Edgar County Multi-Hazard Mitigation Plan as an official plan, and be it further resolved that the Edgar County Emergency Services and Disaster Agency, ESDA, will submit on behalf of the participating municipalities the adopted multi-hazard mitigation plan to the Illinois Emergency Management Agency, IEMA, and the Federal Emergency Management Agency, FEMA, for final review and approval.
I think Jill might address this better, but
It
We-
has been approved by the state, and it has been officially approved by FEMA, so we are just waiting on the county board to approve it, so we can get it approved by all the other participating entities. And like I said, you guys back, this is before I was here, but in 2012, I guess, did a participation agreement, or willing to participate. If we don't sign this agreement, the county board will be supposed to pay back $54,750 if this grant is not signed. We have until December 31st of this year to approve.
I think if you'd address the fact that we had probably the most different entities.
Yes, we've had several other counties like trying to contact us to see what we've done to get so much turnout at all of our meetings, because we've had a good turnout at all of our meetings. I only participated in one, but just from seeing all the sign-in sheets and stuff, we've had participation, very good participation at all of our meetings, where like Vermilion County and places like that, they've had like 6 people at like all of our meetings. So I think, Edgar County is very, everyone wants to participate, they want their money when it becomes available,
Yeah, we had a good participation from all the townships and cities and
school districts,
yes.
all the local villages, things like that.
And should money ever become available, and because of the participation, we have a real good chance of them entities getting money.
For a
So,
motion,
yes, we'd like to.
I move for adopting the resolution of the Edgar County Multi-Hazard Mitigation Plan.
I'll second.
We have a motion and a second. Well, this will be a roll call also.
English,
Yes.
Farnum,
Yes.
Helsley,
Yes.
Voigt,
Yes.
Zuber.
Yes.
Motion carried. Resolution carried. Item 10, presentation of the Board of Review's final report.
Must still be on my desk. If you put me on the end of the agenda, I'll run over and get it. I thought I had it, I've got about everything else in here.
Okay, we'll go to item 11. Action on the resignation of Dee Bergen from the ETSB. It says, please accept my resignation effective immediately from the Edgar County Emergency Telephone System Board. I have enjoyed serving on this board, and thank you for giving me the opportunity to serve for over 12 years. Dee Bergen. Guess we should have a motion to accept his resignation.
So moved. Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Next item is action on the resignation of Ron Humphrey from the animal shelter. Dated June 19th, to whom it may concern, I, Ron Humphrey, am officially turning in my letter of resignation. I am employed as part-time animal control warden at the Edgar County Animal Shelter at 1025 North High Street, Paris, Illinois. My resignation is effective July 3rd, 2014. I would like to thank the Edgar County Board on allowing me to work at the position for the past 2.5 years. Sincerely, Ron Humphrey. We have a motion to accept that.
So moved.
Seconded.
All those in favor by the usual sign.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Item 13, authorize the airport committee to notify farm tenants of changes in leases.
Mr. Chairman, for several reasons, including safety, we need to notify the tenants that are currently farming that we will be changing the lease. We just want to make sure it's neat and clean and that the board's aware of what we're doing. The intent is to have the state's attorney approve a letter. It'll be registered, sent to them in the appropriate time, and then we'll follow that up with a new bid process for modified acreage. That's basically what we're doing.
Is this for what, what year or?
This would be for the coming year.
next.
In other words,
2015.
2015, we have
So
to,
they'll know about it plenty of time. That's what this is really about, right?
right, we have to notify. I mean, we can't just tell them we're going to bid. We have to legally notify them. And there's going to be some changes in the lease. So moved. Second.
We have a motion and a second to authorize the airport committee to notify farm tenants of changes in leases. All those in favor by the usual sign.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carried. Item 14, officer and department head reports. Don, you want to start this?
Sure. I was absent at the last meeting because I don't pick up our printed tax bills, so I hope there wasn't any questions. If there are, you can address them now. As you can see from the report I gave you, we are still carrying, of course, the levied funds on our shoulders, the general fund. This reflects the payroll that is hitting Friday, also the special payroll because of the arbitration. I will be, as you can see, it's quite in the hole, but since I know these payrolls don't hit until Friday, I will be going to the drawing on our line of credit by tomorrow so we can make those funds available. It will bring us, what I'm going to borrow will bring us up in a positive nature, but I'm getting enough to carry us through the next payroll because I don't anticipate a tax distribution until probably the last or day before the end of the month. We have a due date of July 25th on a Friday, so we will process everything that from the mail the following Monday, and hopefully I'll get some money hitting our accounts by the end of the month. As far as collections are going, we're about 16% collected, which amounts to $3.6 million. The bills were mailed out June 20th, so basically we've had, roughly 4 weeks, give or take, or actually 3 weeks, I guess. I can't really compare this to last year because we mailed them out a little bit later last year, and I'm not even going to try to compare it. And as usual, at this time of year when we're collecting, 65% of the parcels that have been paid, 65% of them paid both installments. So say 2 out of every 3 are paying both installments. I don't know if we did have our income tax hit already. That helped us out, good shot in the arm. I saw where our sales tax of around $38,000 I should have by the end of the week. So the state is steadily giving us our money, and I don't know of anything else. Any questions, comments?
About how much was the sales tax, do you recall?
Between the two of them, it was $38,000 and change.
Thanks.
Any other questions? Aaron, do you have anything from the highway department?
No, if it should show up in the paper or anything on today's meeting, I would appreciate a note that the Preston Road will be closed Monday. There's a CATV project that we're doing with Sims. I want to try my very best to make sure that our constituencies informed of our projects. So
How long will it be closed?
it depends, a couple, 3 weeks. We'll probably anticipate it longer than that, or advertise a little bit longer than that, but he's just going to put in the 2 Great Big Crossroad culverts. Weather dependent, let's just say a couple of weeks. Let's just hope it'll only take a couple of weeks. And that's the Preston Road down there by Carroll's. So they're going to get pretty deep into that road before they figure out it's closed. We'll close at Stewart Airport Road. I still call it that. I don't know if they still call it that. And then down there to the, what I call Hill Road. 500.
So they won't get down there and have to.
I have to go back down. Other than that, everything's going real well. Lower T will be finished this week. Clinton Road's going well. I think everything's going real well.
Thank you.
Can I ask Aaron a question?
Sure.
I couldn't quite hear because of the air
Oh, I'm
conditioner.
sorry.
Did you say culverts or bridges?
On the Preston Road,
Yes.
there's two large crossroad culverts.
Culverts, okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
They're drainage structures.
You ready for the
Yes.
board review final report and also whatever presentation you have, supervisor assessment?
This is the 2013 Edgar County Board of Review Final Report. The 2013 Edgar County Board of Review officially convened June 1, 2013, and adjourned April 22, 2014. During this time, the board met only when necessary, and as a result, worked 14 days. The final date for acceptance of complaints by the 2013 board is February 24, 2014. Complaints were filed on 148 parcels, constituting less than 1% of the total parcels countywide. After rendering tentative decisions on these complaints, requests were received for 15 final hearings. The book were signed over to the county clerk on April 22, 2014, and the final abstracts were sent to Illinois Department of Revenue on April 22, 2014. A tentative multiplier of .98 was issued by Edgar County on February 24, 2014, and a final multiplier issued to the county on May 15, 2014. The board acted upon applications and exemptions with the following totals for exemptions: 1,867 senior citizen homestead, 322 homestead improvement, 1,018 senior citizen assessment freeze homestead, 2 veterans, no returning veteran, 144 disabled persons, and 47 disabled veterans. That will be the clerk of the board review, and I'll give you one to put on file. Other things I have tonight, the Edgar County Farmland Committee will meet at 5:30 in my office, and we'll be discussing the proposed changes to farmland assessment law HB 2651, and I'll have the certification of the 2015 farmland assessment. Next month, Bruce Harris is going to be at the county board meeting if you have any questions about the new website, and then at 1 in the afternoon, he's going to do a presentation for the public to show them how the website works. That's all I've got.
Thank you. We need to approve the board review final report. Do we have a motion for that? Can we get a second?
Second.
We have a motion and a second to approve the board of review final report. All those in favor by the usual sign.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Probation.
Just wanted to bring to everyone's attention, the probation office is currently participating in a series of public speaking presentations at different civic organizations, schools, churches, any group that has contacted us, wanted a little presentation about what probation is, how we function in the community. So if you have an organization that's looking for a speaker or is interested, just have them contact the probation office, and we'll put together a short little presentation. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. ESDA,
Nothing else.
circuit clerk.
I think we're running smooth. Thank you.
County clerk.
Nope, I passed.
Dale. Alan.
Nothing at this time.
Mike.
Not that I can think of.
Carl.
No.
Jeff.
We've got 66.6% of the year gone, or we will have at the end of the month. With the last payroll figured in, we'll be at about 59.5% of the year expended versus 66. So we're on track to have a positive balance at the end of the year. How much that is, I can't say yet. As it gets closer, Donna and I will do our Mutt and Jeff routine and see what we can come up with.
You just reminded me of something. Sorry, Jeff. Remember how I was able to get our property tax software into semi-annual payments, and it was a good thing, and it still is. I've got that invoice sitting on my desk for 28 grand. That'll need to be paid at the next board meeting.
Manatron.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm figuring that.
Okay, well, I didn't have to make it this board meeting,
See,
but
I kind of have a vision of what that figure's gonna look like at the end of the year, and then I take off all of these little surprises that you have, so.
I always encourage people to bring that up when they know some big bills are coming, so I'm sorry that I forgot about that until now.
Having looked at the budget, I see those little things in there, you know,
Okay.
and I know they're coming.
Now I have a question. I just realized somebody asked me the other day, and I don't know this. Are we allowed to pay tax bills by credit card, or is that even allowed in the state of Illinois? Or is that a possibility?
There is that availability through the Illinois Treasurer's website. It's called ePay. We've had different people over the years do it. I will caution you though, there is a convenience fee involved. And for instance, someone was going to pay theirs, it was around $1,100, and I'm just trying to, I think it was like a $20-some convenience fee. We don't get it, needless to say, we only get the base amount of taxes.
So we don't really have anything locally, like we have a direct, pay account that somebody can pay? Okay.
No, we do get that. We get more of this, you take a debit card, and I could look into that, but I'm not making any promises.
No, I just didn't know the answer, that's what I was asking.
I've got a question. I know it's after the fact on the bills, because you mentioned Manatron. We paid $2,800 for training. Was that just one person that came down and done the training?
Yeah, you might want to talk to Audrey about that.
Yes, that is one person that came
For
down.
2 days?
For 2-3 days. That includes mileage, meals.
The training was $2,000
What it is.
for one person for 2 days.
That's what it is. That
And
one person.
Lodging was $470 for one person for 2 nights.
3 nights, came in on the night before.
I didn't know you could spend that
Okay.
That's Manatron, and that individual came and helped us get through the tax extension process that's done in our office. I'll tell you what, it's money well spent. I agree, seems a bit excessive, but boy, I tell you what, it's money well spent. Now, the hope is she won't be coming now.
I would hope not.
Well,
Not at that rate.
yeah, I mean, but we've needed her the last couple of years. I about choked too when I saw that, but
Do you have anything else, Jeff?
No, sir.
Does anybody have anything else? Are we going into closed session for
I thought we were,
the state's attorney?
if he's available. Didn't you?
We would probably need a motion to that effect.
I think the only thing we need is compensation, isn't it? We'll just be going into, I move we go into executive session.
Do we need also for pending litigation, or litigation/pending litigation?
Yeah, probably. Do you want to make the motion, Liz? Sure.
We'll save that. I move we go into closed session to discuss compensation and pending litigation or litigation. For the county board.
Second.
There's been a motion and a second to go in closed session, pending litigation and compensation. All those in favor by the usual sign.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carried.
Mr. Clerk, would you like the camera on?
yes, please turn it off. Okay, Ben, now you can tell everybody that we're back in open session.
We're back in open session. Is there anything else to come before this meeting?
Yeah, what is the disposition of that, the disposition of the FOIA request on the deal was asking about?
The ambulance.
Mark was gone the last 2 weeks, and Mark, the FOIA request was addressed to him, the board, and me. And Mark suggested that we request additional time, and that's what we have done. And we have not heard back yet. That's where we're at. I don't think it's just, he hasn't had time. He hasn't been in his office, and he had the 4th of July, and, and we sent that out last week to the, Tapella is the attorney handling it.
And as far as you're concerned, it's not a lawsuit yet, it's just a FOIA request.
It's just a FOIA request, right?
For what?
For all emails, all communications
The wording of the original contract,
that had to do with
everything.
when Shaughnessy's were given the,
They want to know if there was a bid process originally when he was awarded it.
so that's that status. Now you want the status of another FOIA request?
Sure.
Rob Bowe gave me one a couple weeks ago asking for minutes of airport committee whereby the grant project was discussed. The airport grant project, the apron and the fuel farm was discussed and at the county board level. And he wanted to know if between certain dates. And I basically said, I can't locate any of that. So now he's turned around and he's asked for county board minutes from December of '06 through December of 2012.
Minutes of every meeting?
Minutes of every board meeting.
Are they all electronic?
So far, they appear to all be there. I haven't looked at all, 6 times 12, 72 meetings or whatever that is.
Plus any special meeting?
Plus any special meetings, and that's gonna take a while for me to go through that. The problem is, the electronic form of delivery that he's requesting, according to Ross, his internet provider can't hold the data.
Can't assimilate it.
It just can't. So we're gonna have to put it somewhere in a secure link somewhere out on the web that he can just go and hit it.
Or even if it's county, from that standpoint, if it's just county board minutes, he can put it out there on the web for all God's children to see.
Well, I understand that, yeah.
If that satisfies,
record.
well, if
Yeah.
that satisfies, see, I'm just a little curious about this anyway. If we put more and more stuff out there, which I think is great, why do we have to spend taxpayers' money then to go back in
For FOIA
and
request.
redo that? Or I guess do we just have to say, here it is? Or do we have to actually assimilate it, bring it all and put it in a package for people?
In other words,
Well, if it were already,
You understand kind of what I'm.
our board videos are not the same, but they're the same as our minutes, because
Right.
that's what it is.
Right.
And
Just
we-
like right now, we're in
Yeah,
on
so
video, right?
it saves me a lot of time in writing
Yeah.
all this dialogue.
Right.
Okay. So for the last 2.5 years, all these videos are online.
Okay.
Okay, now, the prior administration, I'm not for sure, but there was a different internet provider. And the board minutes may be on that old website, but I don't know what they are now. And it's not something that we've had, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Now,
Hey.
but you're right, if we had a link where Ross could just drag and put all these things somewhere, it's easier than send, yeah, it'd be public.
Yeah, and what I'm
24/7.
saying is then,
Then I just
if
give
once
him
you
the
have
link.
it, yeah, can you do that?
Oh, yeah.
Then okay, when I say, once that's up there, then if somebody else says, we're also looking for it, you can just send them
You send it
to that
link, and there's a list
I mean,
of all.
that way, hopefully, if you go through it once, you don't have to do it.
You'd have to
If somebody wants
respond
to go back, yeah, you have to respond to it,
Right.
and they wanted the minutes of all the 2008 calendar year, if you already put it up for that,
It's directed
Then
to our
could be-
website. Board minutes can be found at,
right, sorry.
but there's some engineering that has to go on there.
Then he also wanted in a different FOIA, the farmland deal, remember that? And then how we were, remember the farmland map and so forth?
Oh, yes, yeah,
Yeah, and
and
we did
the
that.
first part was no, and the second part was, here it
Here's the
is.
map, yeah.
Yes, so
He
we
wanted
took care
to
of that
know
one.
What they had to say and what, you know, all that stuff.
I'm
They
sorry.
did. So. Wish we could shut him up.
Well, remember what he said this morning, it all boils down to concrete.
Is there anything else?
Mr. Chairman, I move we adjourn.
Can I get a second on that? We have a motion and a second that we adjourn. All those in favor, usual sign.
Aye.
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 Opposed, same sign. Meeting's adjourned.